street of villains, take 'em for a ride. You can have the devil as a guide. And crippled by the boundaries, programmed into guilt, till your nervous system starts to tilt. And in the room of mirrors, you can see for miles, but everything that's there is in disguise. Every word you've uttered and every thought you've had is all inside your files, the good and the bad. But in the rising sun, you can feel your life begin. Universe at play inside your DNA, and you're a billion years old today. Oh, the rising sun, and the place it's coming from is inside of you, and now your payment's overdue. Oh, the rising sun. Oh, the rising sun.
Sorry. I set you up there as if I was going to talk about a game that followed up Metal Gear Solid 4's story. we're talking about a Platinum game today. For those unfamiliar with Platinum's back work, their work includes big games like Bayonetta and Vanquish, big action games, big action focused games. Not really the type of people you'd expect to jump on board a series like Metal Gear. A series that's always pushed forward puzzle ideas and story ideas and just ideas. Platinum aren't really big on ideas. That might seem a bit worrying to a lot of people, but they're focused on action. They're focused on making big action scenes possible in games. They're not interested in story. Do you want to know the story in Metal Gear Rising? I mean, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who didn't play Metal Gear Solid 4. I kind of do, because if you haven't played it by this point, then fuck you. But, Raiden is a big robot man, and what he wants to do is hit lots of other robot men for a while. And that's kind of just how Rising is. It's not really interested in adding to the story of Metal Gear. It's interested in making his own stupid little game, and that's a great thing. It's a great thing that you get stupid scenes where a guy blows up a car that you're driving in and the car is fine, and you go over a wall. How about that, eh? And how about a potentially racially insensitive comedy scene that just comes out of nowhere? Yeah, this game's not really a very serious one. It's not following up on what people liked about Metal Gear, I suppose, but it's following up on what people like about Platinum. They're not a games company that you take seriously. They're a games company that you enjoy. And honestly, there's few people who can make games as enjoyable to play as Platinum. It really separates Rising from games like Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden is the very sense of physicality in it. A recurring problem with 3D action games is that there's generally the big disconnect between what you actually do and what's happening on screen. That's not the case in Rising. Rules feel nuanced and actually ideal for gameplay that's on offer. And it's quite simple as well. It's a 2-button system really, 2 attacks and a jump. That's essentially all there is to it. Except the new pre-cut mode, which I'm showing now, that actually allows you complete control over the angle of your cuts. make a good cut, make a precision cut, and you can actually heal yourself. Some daft plot going on in the background about how these soldiers have electric spines or something. You can take those out and heal yourself, or you can cut off the guy's left arm and unlock hidden content. Get good at it, line up combo cuts, and it feels great. It feels great to be this involved with what's happening on screen, and this involved with all these great ideas, these great boss fights that provided for you, these great level designs. And QT comes in, it doesn't feel like something the character couldn't do. It feels like something you've been doing the whole game. And that's a great thing. It's all well and good, but what does this have to do with Metal Gear? Well, surprisingly, there's a couple of bits that do feel like Metal Gear. There's bits that feel like actual Metal Gear. Including this little mini-boss here where you have to fend a tank off. A bit like the original MSX Metal Gear, the corridor tank thing. I don't know if you played it. Probably haven't. Played Metal Gear Solid with its elevator ambush, and this has one of those. So that's something. And I bet you've played Metal Gear Solid 4 with its funny stealth and barrels routine. This has got that too. And I bet you've seen that Ground Zeroes trailer with this ambush on a base on it. Bet you know who Vanilla Ice is, and there's a reference to him. Connections to Metal Gear are pretty loose, though there's a few direct references in the game. They're not too strong. There's a kind of hinted at cameo from a character who doesn't actually appear in the game. Subtle hints, but they're definitely there. Surprisingly, one of the strongest links to Metal Gear is the VR missions mode. You'll find these laptops hidden about levels, and if you activate one, then you'll unlock a new VR mission to play. These are actually surprisingly close to what we've seen in Substance and Metal Gear Solid and the Special Missions disc. Very focused little puzzles for you to play through to figure out and trying to get your best times on. And these are quite good fun. They add a lot of replay value to the game, which I'll admit is actually pretty needed. The campaign can be completed in a couple of days. If you're okay with that, then you get a fairly focused, intense little game. A game that you'll want to replay. A game like Resident Evil 4 that is enjoyable to play right off the back of the completion. A game with plenty to unlock in it. New costumes and weapons and upgrades. It's fun. Honestly, it is. Well, if I had to criticise the game, I'd mention that maybe Kojima would have been able to make a more slick and well engineered game. Maybe if he took more of a hands-on approach with the development of this game, then we wouldn't have scenes like this, with infrared beams and big steam pipes that you can't cut. No, you actually have to use your IR sensors to get past this. Considering we had similar puzzles 10 years ago in Metal Gear Solid 2, seeing this in a Platinum game seems kind of lazy. And there's these weird performance issues when the game loads during a codec call. It's nothing game breaking, but you know, it's there and it's a bit disappointing to see, to be honest. Really, there's nothing in the game to stop you wanting to buy it, wanting to play it over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's great fun to play. It's great fun to play keepy uppies with Corpse. It's great fun to do the big ninja run sequences. Just great fun through and through to the end. I think I need to mention it, but they've managed to make this game look bloody incredible. They managed to include lip sync in the game for the first time in the Metal Gear series. Really glad that Platinum managed to make such a good job of this. It's about time they had a big hit on their hands, and with a big IP behind them like a Metal Gear game, they should get it. And the game's so fun to play, it deserves to sell. You deserve to own it, you deserve to play through it, you deserve to play through it over and over again. It's one of this generation's best. I mean it. I really mean it.
So, hopefully I told you enough so you know if you like the game or no. You can buy it